Like, I don't need more. I'll probably buy more, but I don't need more. But I got a review for you guys, so I'm gonna get more. But you know what I mean? Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video. We are doing a Clean Beauty eyeshadow collection video, and I'm jazzed. I love collection videos. They're so fun to watch, and I love to see what people have to say. So I'm excited to do this because I haven't done an eyeshadow collection video in what feels like a million years. So we're doing an updated one today, and I'm excited. I'm also thinking of doing like a top 5 or a top 1 per category type video. So let me know what else you are interested in, because I feel like top 5 or top 1 or whatever it is, if I could only pick 5 or I could only pick 1, which ones would I pick? I feel like that's really interesting because there's so many products out there and it can be a little overwhelming. So I'm excited to do that. I feel like that'll be a fun video. But let me know what else you are looking for or other videos you want to see, other dupes you want. I'm working on a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, but we got other things in the works, so let me know down below. And I just want to jump in and get started. So if you're excited for this video or more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into this Clean Beauty eyeshadow collection video. All right, let's get into the eyeshadow palettes. So first things first, I'm gonna go palettes and then I'm gonna go like singles and all that. I feel like that'll be the best way to kind of do it. And where should I start? You know what, let's start here. So we're gonna start here in Persona Cosmetics, which you guys know I love them so much. I talk about them all the time on this channel. I just love their eyeshadow palettes. They just do something for me. They just do. So I have a couple eyeshadow palettes from them. I have these two first. These are the Identity 2, which is this one, and the Identity 1 palette, or just the Identity palette, not Identity 1. And they're gorgeous. I'm obsessed with them. I dip into the neutrals in these all the time. I mean, this is a neutral, no, not this one. This is a neutral palette of dreams. It's just so, so good. The mattes are super buttery, super creamy, super blendable. They don't skip. They are just so, so good. And they last super, super long on the lid. The shimmers and like more glittery, not like true chunky glitter, but like more shimmery ones have like the most beautiful pigmentation. They're so creamy and they're not packed as hard in the pan, which I love because I like to apply them with my fingers. I like to wear them with primer, without primer. So, so good. I actually have two Persona Identity 2 palettes because I broke, oh no, it just was, more fell out. I broke this one. Oh God, my husband's gonna kill me. There's eyeshadow everywhere. That's all right, it happens. This happened to me. And you know, I need to close this because this is already a crime scene. Look at this. Look at this crime scene, a nightmare. So I love these a lot. They're really, really good. I also have another palette from them, which is their like color story palettes. And they have two. They have a pink and a coppery one. I got the coppery one. This is their Color Theory Copper palette. I should have just looked at the back for the name. These are great. They also have a pink one. Looks gorgeous. You get the palette and eyeshadow brush and an eyeliner with it. And I mean, their eyeliners are amazing. I love this palette. So, so creamy. I mean, this shade here, just like the, oh, there's makeup all over my hand. It's just chaos here. It's just gorgeous. I mean, look at that. So pretty, so creamy. I mean, worth it for sure. And I think that Color Theory kits are definitely a great gift to give someone because it comes with more than one thing, and it comes with a brush too, which is nice. Not everyone has like eyeshadow brushes, and I do enjoy their eyeshadow brushes. Okay, next. Let's go here. PYT, I've talked about them a ton. I even have one of their old palettes. Obsessed, like so good. This is their packaging before they repackaged and kind of rejigged, if you will. I don't know if it like rebranded, but not rebrand, but they kind of updated their vibe, and I love it. So these are the PYT eyeshadow palettes. I'm obsessed with them. They're so good. So I have all 4 of their palettes. I don't know if they have any more or if they've launched any more, but I have all 4. So this one here, I'm gonna walk through it all. This one here is their Warm Lit Nude palette. This is gorge. I love this. I mean, this yellow color here is like so good and just gorgeous. Now what I will say is these eyeshadows are a little less buttery than the not PYT Persona Cosmetics ones, but not in a bad way. They're just a little bit less buttery, but they're gorgeous. This is such a beautiful, like, ugh, I love this. A summer eyeshadow look. Hello, so good. I have eyeshadow in places eyeshadow shouldn't be, and I just feel like I need to get it together. Okay, next let's talk about this palette, which I also really love. This is gorgeous. This is their Rowdy Rose Nude palette, and it's just gorgeous. I'm obsessed with it. And what I actually really like about these palettes is they have numbers on the back and little like holes, so I can say, okay, what shade is this? Put my finger back there and it'll tell me that is shade 5 or something like that, which is really nice. I sometimes shade names and like I don't know what direction to go. It's hard. I really like how they made it really simple. They made it dummy proof, which is great. Okay, next, this one. Oh my God, I love this palette. I'm not normally a cool tone palette lady, but this one's great. So this is their Cool Crude Nude palette, and like look at that. I love this. This would probably be my most used of all the eyeshadow palettes that they have. I just love these. They're just so gorgeous. They blend beautifully. They're just so good. I mean, look at that. Obsessed. And then this is the most fun one. I did actually a whole makeup look with this one. This is their Party in the Nude. And I used like this color here and this color here. I mean, I loved the makeup look I did, and I used this one here. There we go. So good. I mean, these palettes are awesome and they're really affordable, which is great. And so you can kind of have like a variety, if you will, and you won't feel like you broke the bank. PYT is always like that. Their eyeshadow primer is also so good. I love it. So I actually use their eyeshadow primer all the time, especially if I'm doing like a winged eyeliner, just because it's pollen season here. So you need to like really make sure your eyeshadow is like laying down, or even your eyeliner really good. And you just set the top of it with a little bit of powder and you're ready to rock, girl. The best. But this is one of their old palettes. And this is what their old palette used to look like. This was their No BS eyeshadow palette. I really, really like this and I used it all the time. So good. Okay, next. Here we go. My fave. One of my faves. Like, cannot go wrong with this. This is the Sephora A Clean palette. This is their Monarch palette, and this is like a putty palette, so you can see like I can push my finger into it and kind of get like a squishy vibe. I love it. Here we go. I just like squish around them all the time, and they're just so good. I squish them like constantly. They're the best. I've used this on camera before. I'm obsessed with this makeup look, I'm obsessed with this palette and the makeup looks I can create with it. And I feel like these are slept on. They have another palette that has like some more green and maybe a lilac or something like that, but these are so pigmented, the orange and the yellow. Hold on, let me just look at that. You have to be kidding me. They're so good. This is just like, I'm obsessed with this palette. It's so good, and you don't have to worry about breaking it. Unlike the one I broke earlier, you don't have to worry about breaking it. There won't be makeup everywhere. These are really good, and the lasting power is really great. I do like to wear a primer with them. You don't have to, but I do like to prime my eyelid with a little bit of something, or even just a little bit of powder underneath. But these are awesome, and these are slept on for sure. There's also, I don't know if I said it, they have another shade, like another palette that has like more green in it or something. It's beautiful. And I feel like these are really luxe feeling eyeshadows at a price that's really affordable. So definitely worth checking out. Next, Honest Beauty. So I've talked about this palette before. I really like the Honest Beauty palettes, and I think that this palette is definitely one that if you were a beginner might be a little scary, what I will say, but it is just scary looking, not scary to use. But I do think this is a really nice palette. The only thing I will say is the shimmers have a little bit of chunk to them, you guys, just a little chunk, so you have to be careful. I always apply them with my fingers, but you do have to be careful. This is a palette that if I was using it, I would do my base afterwards, and I would not do any base makeup before this. Eyes first with this eyeshadow palette for sure, because there's definitely some fallout, but I really do enjoy this palette, and I think this is a really good affordable beginner's palette. If you want to do something a little bit more smoky, because there aren't that many light neutrals in this, but there are, like, this is a really pretty just palette. So this is their Get It Together eyeshadow palette, and I do really enjoy it. You just have to be a little careful with the fallout, especially with these shimmers, but this is a nice affordable palette for sure. So next we have Aether Beauty, which I'm a huge fan of Aether Beauty. And this is their, what is this? Their Summer Solstice palette. I'm a really big fan of warm tone palettes, especially in summer. I don't really go super heavy with eye makeup in summer at all. I mean, sometimes it's just something like this on my eyes, but a palette like this is great because you can still keep it super neutral, but you can also add a little bit of fun to it. And it doesn't have to be really dark, but if you want to smoke it out, you have the opportunity to do so. These are really great. Their mattes are really, really buttery and nice. I really enjoy the way that they feel. Their shimmers are just, they're just gorgeous. This I just like lightly dipped in. They're just so pretty, and they definitely pack a punch. I don't think all the shimmers are really the same necessarily, like not formula wise, but the way that they kind of come off. Some of the shades are a little bit less intensely packed, some of them are more intensely packed, I found, but these are really great. I really like Aether Beauty, and I like that they don't have a mirror in them, so it's really easy to recycle. Really big fan, and they have some beautiful palettes. They had a all matte, like colorful palette that, you guys, I wanted it so bad, and I don't know why I didn't order it. I think I got distracted by something else, and I like had it in my cart during a sale somewhere, and then I just like forgot about it. But now that I'm thinking about it, your girl's gonna slap that in her bag because that's real cute. Okay, next, let's go here. I've talked about this a million times on the palette. This is the old branding of Ilia, or packaging of Ilia. They now changed it to be more like nudie cuteness. But this is their, what is this? Their warm nude palette. And like, this is such a good palette. This is such a good travel friendly palette. And I have broke it a little bit, if you can see in the corner, I like broke it a little bit, but I use this all the time. The shimmers are gorgeous, and if like this here, mixing these two together and doing a little highlight, or just using individual for a little highlight, you guys, she's so cute, really creamy, really just so beautiful, and they really are impressive. I really enjoy their eyeshadows, and I feel like they just do a really good job overall. I don't know, I really enjoy Ilia's eyeshadows, their palettes specifically, really good. I've tried their like liquidy creamy eyeshadow. I did like them, but I felt like there were other things I liked more. I actually gave those ones away, but I really do enjoy the Ilia palettes. Like, this is just so good. And they also have a cool nude one that's a more mauve tone. That's gorgeous. Okay. Next. I'm trying to clean off my hands. Okay, let's go here. I love this eyeshadow palette. I've done an entire video like swatching this, but this palette from Lawless, this is the baby one eyeshadow palette. Okay, the red in this palette, okay, it's just so pigmented. I'm going to be covered in eyeshadow, but this is so pigmented, so creamy. I really like this palette. Lawless also has a just more neutral one. I had that. I lost it in the move, I think, but it is that one is a little bit different, but like formula-wise, I feel like this one specifically, the what is this called? The baby one. I think the other one's called the little one or something like that. But that one is just ever so slightly less buttery, but it's still a great palette. I wish I still had it because I really like it. It's a really good palette. The size is just great for travel. I mean, look at that. And it gives you a good size mirror. And they are just so blendable and so creamy. You can create the most fun look with this. I am a really big fan of Lawless eyeshadows. I've tried their bigger palette. They have like a bigger palette as well. I don't actually have that here, but I've like tried it out. Their formula is really nice. Next, Jason Wu Beauty. So Jason Wu Beauty has a ton of eyeshadows now, or eyeshadow palettes now, but this one specifically, their like full mattes neutral palette is a dream. And if you are a huge fan of doing like a really bronzy, like light smoky eye, kind of like what I have right now, but you like the idea of not just having to use bronzer to do it, which you can, you want something that has like a variety of options to create different types of depth. This is such a good palette, super creamy, and I just overall, I'm like a huge Jason Wu fan. Like, it's just, I mean, the pigmentation is amazing, but Jason Wu in general, Jason Wu Beauty is just like, I'm obsessed. And I feel like they do such a good job at such an affordable price, which I love. You can get Jason Wu Beauty products at Target. I don't know if they're at Ulta just yet. They might be, but I'm a big fan. Okay, next we're gonna move into like more individually style stuff. So I already said that I had the Ilia like liquid cream eyeshadow. I did enjoy that formula. However, it wasn't my favorite. And I wasn't grabbing it a lot. I had other things I was grabbing more, so I gave it to someone who was going to enjoy it more than me. So now let's move on to other liquidities. So Kosas kind of changed their liquid eyeshadow formula, but I still want to talk about it. Their eyeshadow formula I find to be a little bit different now than this one. This was their original eyeshadow formula, but I really, really liked their liquid eyeshadows because similar in vein to the Ilia one, they just were so pretty and had like the most gorgeous sheen, but they were super, super lightweight. So I found that I actually liked the Kosas formula originally more because it was a little bit more lightweight. And when it comes to something like that, I don't want to feel it on my eyelid at all. And I didn't really feel the Ilia one too much, but when I compared the two, I liked the Kosas one more, so I kept the Kosas one. But I love these eyeshadows, and their new formula is a little bit different, and they don't have all the same shades that they did before, which is kind of disappointing, because I feel like they had a really nice variety of neutrals, but then they also had some fun colors. Like they have this really pretty, what is this called? Astronaut, but it's like a more silvery shade, but like silvery blue almost. Oh, like look at that. And they're so pigmented, which I love. You can do a nice wash of color, do a little bronzer in the crease, and like be out the door. Now they don't really have all the shades anymore, which is a little disappointing, but I do really like the original formula. Their new formula is nice. It's just I feel like there's something different about them, but I don't really know what it is. But I do enjoy their eyeshadow formulas, so I think it's worth checking out, but I do think their original was a little bit better. Okay, next. Let's move on to these. PYT, girl. Let me tell you something. These are wild. So these are the PYT, what are they called? Glow Me Liquid Eyeshadows. And let me just tell you something. The pigmentation on these is wild. The formula of this is similar, or the consistency is similar to the Ilia consistency, I would say. It'd probably be helpful if I had the Ilia one still, but it's more similar. It's similar. It's not as liquid, whereas the Kosas one is more liquid. But the pigmentation on these, you guys, gagging. Just gagging. Look. So pretty, just so shimmery. Like, are you kidding me? So good. So my favorite shade is actually the shade Champagne. I always prefer Champagne eyeshadow. I just do. So pretty. I do think if you want to see this in action, I used this in my PYT like try on video, and I used the shade Champagne, and like she's so cute. She just is. Okay, next let's move on to these sticks. So these are the Jason Wu Beauty eyeshadow sticks. Or what are they called? Jewel sticks. And I have two shades. I have the blue, which is, I'm going to do a whole makeup look with this because it's so cute. And the shade Matte Black, which is, you guys, it's so good. So you can also just use these as eyeliner. Or, I mean, you can use any eyeshadow as eyeliner, right? But this is so good. So I really, really like these. And they come with a little sharpener, which I enjoy. And the sharpener is a little bit deeper. So you can get a decent sharp with it, but it's not going to be as sharp as when you first get it. So let me swatch this blue. Oh, my goodness, look at that blue, look at that blue, look at it. She's so cute. I love these eyeshadows. They're just so good. And then we have the matte black, which is just, it's so pretty. I mean, look. Okay, can I do better? There we go. They're just gorgeous. I mean, this is like a true beautiful, beautiful formula, really easy to pull. Not pull your eyelid, but like be able to kind of pull it all around your eyelid and not have a ton of dragging, which is great. And you get a good amount of product in this. And if you're looking for alternatives to like the Laura Mercier caviar sticks and stuff like that, these are really, really great. And they have some fun shades. I got the blue, but they had this purple that like, sweetie, the purple was real cute. I should probably grab that one too. But these are really, really, really good, and I think definitely worth the money and definitely worth checking out. And I think the other matte color that they have is a matte white. So cute. Okay, next. Yeah, let's go here because I love this eyeshadow. I use this all the time. So this is the Jones Road Beauty eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Patina, and I love this so much. I really like their individual eyeshadows. I had a matte somewhere that was like this really pretty neutral shade, but I don't know where it went. But their mattes are beautiful, really, really creamy, and like buttery, but they're not packed super, super tight, but not super, super loose in the pan. They're like kind of the perfect consistency. And you really, honestly, you could grab one shimmery and one matte, and you can have an entire makeup look with it. They're so, so good. The shade Patina, you guys, is like just can create this most simple, beautiful, like smoky eye look just using this one individual shade, and it isn't like super over the top or too smoky or too not smoky, and you can kind of really build it. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's gorge. I love it. It's just so good. It's just so freaking good. So watching eyeshadows is all fun and games until you're like dying. Okay, so then next we have the Han Beauty, and this is in the shape Taupey Plum. I really like these eyeshadows. They're really pretty, and they're just really buttery. And if you want to create just the most gorgeous, simple eyeshadow look with their eyeshadows, you definitely can. Just look at that purple. It's just gorgeous, but it's not too over the top. It's a very luxe looking plum tone. I don't know. I really, really like it, and they last really long on the eyelid. I would say they are similar to the Jones Road Beauty ones. I would say the Jones Road Beauty one has a lot of, actually no, the Han Beauty had, at least at the time when I bought this, they had a lot of options. But these are really great individual eyeshadows, and you have a lot to pick from, which is nice. I really, really, really enjoy. And for like individual eyeshadows, I generally like to go with a shimmer first, and then if I like the formula, I'll go with a matte, because I love like just do a nice like shimmer on the lid look, and then usually I like to use my bronzer for in the crease and stuff like that. So a nice shimmery eyeshadow individual is just like the best. Okay, next we have this one here. So this is the Range Beauty Golden Hour Dual Eyeshadow and Highlight, and I have the shade Sunkissed. And this has like a bouncy inside, if you can see. Try and get close without spilling everywhere again. There we go. No, don't focus on me, focus on this. There we go. And this is so pigmented. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Okay, so shimmery and so pigmented, like holy guac. Hold on, do you see? Yep, just so pigmented. Just so pigmented and so pretty and shimmery and gorgeous. But it's not so, it's pigmented, but it's not so pigmented where like if you use it as a highlighter, it'd be like, honey, what's happening? It's like the perfect pigmentation for what it is. They give you the most beautiful, like you apply this and you do a little bit of like Vaseline or something on your eyelid. It gives you like it would be like the perfect wet eye look without it being too much. You can also just do it alone. I mean, I'm gonna put a bunch on my finger. I'm going to cover the house in glitter. Just look at that. Look at that. And it's so light. Sometimes when you get kind of that amount of shimmer and sheen, it comes with something that's more like the PYT liquid eyeshadows. And it has a little bit more, it feels like you're wearing more on your lid. Whereas these, it feels like nothing. It's like air. It's like air. It feels like there's nothing on your eyelid, which is amazing. But it packs such a beautiful punch and such a beautiful shimmer and sheen. I'm just so obsessed with them. And they have a bunch of shades. I would definitely get like this shade for summer. You'll catch me wearing it. I'll do like maybe I'll do a fun summer eyeshadow makeup look or something like that. But I have been a huge fan of this. And yeah, that is actually it for my current eyeshadow, my Clean Beauty eyeshadow collection. I got rid of a ton, which is great. Because you know what, we don't need a million. I mean, maybe you need a million, but I don't need that many eyeshadow palettes because I'm always acquiring new stuff. So I like to donate or give away stuff that I'm not necessarily going to be using all the time. So it doesn't go to waste and people can enjoy it, because that's what makeup's here for, to be enjoyed, not to just sit and do nothing. And I feel like I had a good amount of eyeshadow to be, like, this is a lot. Like, I don't need more. I'll probably buy more, but I don't need more. But I got a review for you guys, so I'm gonna get more. But you know what I mean? And yeah, that's it for this video. That is it for my Clean Beauty eyeshadow collection video. Let me know what your favorite eyeshadow is down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.